I grew up in the church my whole life since I was probably a week old or something like that. And then as I went on, I started to, I always tried to do good. I tried to be a good kid and follow the rules and everything. And I was always involved in, youth groups and stuff like that. And overall, it was a pretty good childhood. So sometimes I didn't really know what my true identity in Christ was. Sometimes I wouldn't talk about my faith, depending on who it was I was around, and trying to fit in. Sometimes there was that struggle, so I had to determine whether or not I was going to live for God or whether I was going to do whatever I wanted. I found just about every excuse to not go to church on Sundays, whether it would be because I stayed up too late the night before or because I just needed to take it easy for the next day. But also because, I kind of felt bad because I knew I wasn't living the way that I should. So then I would just kind of steer away from it and stay away until maybe 3 or 4 months would go by, and I was like, maybe I should just try to go to church.
I grew up primarily living with my mom, and my mom, a good chunk of that time, raised me and really my brother on her own. We did have a couple stepdads in our lives, like 2 separate pieces of time, and in a lot of abuse, a lot of just really bad examples of of just how to be, period. Struggled with depression, anxiety, and I can see now where I'm at. What I was missing was God and that relationship with Him, so it's kind of awesome now to feel like, that void of whatever I was missing is now being filled, and I'm not struggling with those same things anymore. This year, at the beginning of the year, I really feel like God was pulling me to get out of my comfort zone, be vulnerable, which is something I don't think anybody really likes, and make relationships with people. I love Canyon View now. It seems like every single Sunday, every message is just so perfect. It's always fitting. I can always relate to everything. Pastor Gabe, at the beginning of the year, his first message, he put a really big plug in for cell groups and connecting with others. And I just knew he was speaking to me. And so after the sermon, we got the kids, we were about to leave, and Landon was already out the door, and I pulled him in. I said, no, we have to sign up right now. Because we had already talked about it before, and we left, and we didn't sign up. So I knew if I don't sign up now, I don't know when I'm gonna do it.
Well, the cell group, she kind of forced me into. I didn't really want to get too involved in a cell group. I was like, well, church is fine. It's really not that big of a church. And then once we started getting involved, I really started to enjoy the fellowship with like-minded and people sharing of the same faith.
Was really life-changing for us. We haven't really had friends like that before, and we don't even know these people.
I'd say the biggest growth is when you're willing to be open. That's when you're going to gain the most out of it, and you have to really be willing to be vulnerable and just trust that these people in the group actually do love God and that they're not trying to cause you harm.
I know for me, just that first step into the cell group, to try it out and see how it goes. After that, it was like a no-brainer that I'm gonna keep going. It was the best decision this year that we made for our entire family, so.
Reborn, renew, fresh start. A picture of a changed life and one that is dedicated to being a disciple of Jesus. Baptism is a way to mark, celebrate, and cherish your new life as a Christian, an outward expression of an inward change. If you have not yet been baptized, please consider participating in our upcoming baptism on June 4th. Pray about it. Talk about it with your cell group, talk to a leader, but most importantly, make the decision to take this step of faith. To sign up, visit the events page at canyonviewchurch.com.